Don in London, hello, it's September the 26th, 2009. My video is all about recovery from addiction to substance or behaviour. My substance, alcohol, my behaviour. Trying to be perfect? Never so. I pause there, never so. I realise these days we just make progress and live in the day, be a part of what's going on, to be included, to have choices again. This is what happens in recovery if we are fortunate. Doesn't mean life is always going to run smoothly, and that's the gift of life. Up and down, sad, joy, anger, love, hate, all those emotions. Why did I put those negative ones in there? Well, simply life goes on, and we have to deal with where we've come from, where we are now, and the choices we have in this one day. That's how recovery is working for me. So what helped me? Family, community, society, civilization, professionals, and to a large extent they kept me alive long enough to find a place where I could understand my malady, the allergy of alcohol, the addiction to a substance which poisoned me day after day after day, and stopped me from growing as a person, emotionally, spiritually and physically. It was undoing me completely. So today I have a fellowship in my life called Alcoholics Anonymous, and I don't speak for it. It's full of unique, authentic people who can choose to speak where and when they wish. And that is the gift. The gift of sobriety is to get our choices back on a daily basis. So my message here is just my message about recovery and what helps me. And it would be remiss if I didn't include what AA does for me and how it has worked in my life and helped me understand that we live a program of recovery. We live it. We learn a process and we live. So we can change our attitudes and behaviour on a daily basis to the good of living, hopefully, rather than be stuck in a problem, finding a solution on a daily basis. And it doesn't mean it's easy, it's hard work. Life is hard work. But then when we understand that we're in life and life is just as it is, it's not so much hard work, but living, just existing and being in the now. So that's where I've got to. And the fellowship of AA, I shared the statement of intent simply because it slows me into the moment of now and makes me understand where I am. So the statement of intent, or the AA preamble, goes like this. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And the gift of sobriety is one day long, and the other gift of sobriety is, if we stick with it, we learn a bit of wisdom as we go. But the awful truth of the malady of addiction is, and this is absolutely fundamental, anybody can lapse, including me, depending on life circumstances. And sometimes when we face tragedy or imbalance in our lives emotionally or physically, our spiritual progress, if you like, can be completely stopped by a return to drink or drugs or behaviour. And we have to ask ourselves, what is going on? And sometimes we face isolation, exclusion, and we're not sure where we are. And that's where we are at our most vulnerable, and that is when we need to find a way to get back to inclusion, being a part of life, and being hopefully a part of a fellowship which can help us. So AA helps me daily, and it's the unique, authentic people in the program who are in the solution who help me most. And often those who are in the problem help me most too, simply because they are finding their way, and as they find their way, they share their wisdom, experience, strength and hope, and anonymity, the sanctuary to find the truth. And just to take it one step further, truth. What is truth? Truth is now. And as Gandhi said, God is truth, and other people say God is love, And other people say God works through people. So if I can get the wisdom, experience, strength and hope from others, I sure am on to a better understanding of how life can be for me and how to live it just gently and be a part of, and try not to ruffle the feathers of others or undermine them in any way. And the gift of AA, another one, is that it's about good conscience, working to one's good conscience and how we share and how we conduct ourselves. And one of the readings today I'll share in the As Bill Sees It book is of primary importance to me, because I know on any day sometimes I get things right and sometimes I get them wrong, or rather I live life and live and understand a better way as I go along. So it's from problem to solution always. So the Daily Reflections book, this one, AA Literature, helps me daily focus. And it says here, September 26th, our children. I don't have any, but I understand what this is about. The alcoholic may find it hard to re-establish friendly relations with his children. In time they will see he is a new man, and in their own way they will let him know it. From that point on, progress will be rapid. Marvellous results often follow such a reunion. While on the road to recovery, I received a gift that could not be purchased. It was a card from my son in college saying, "Dad, you can't imagine how glad I am that everything is okay. Happy birthday, I love you." My son had told me that he loved me before. It had been during the previous Christmas holidays, when he had said to me while crying, "Dad, I love you. Can't you see what you're doing to yourself?" I couldn't. Choked with emotion, I had cried, but this time when I received my son's card, my tears were tears of joy, not desperation. And in a strange way, that was that makes me remember when my dad was dying, and he spent 35 years in isolation because of the malady of drink, the allergy, the addiction, which he didn't realise he had. And it was in those last 3 months of his life when he stopped drinking and stopped smoking. And I remember asking him during that time, "Dad, why have you stopped smoking? Why have you stopped drinking?" And he said, "I have nothing to fear anymore." And you know, in those 3 months, I got to know him, and that was a huge gift. And I loved him all his life, and I didn't even know it. I didn't know how to deal with his behaviour, and I didn't know I was going to become him. So we learn a great deal, and the books of AA help me understand how I have been and how my father was and is, wherever he is now, if he's beyond it. But you know, the gift is to understand that we can love people no matter what, and when our behaviour changes and we understand a little bit better about life, the door opens to everything that exists. Anyway, As Bill Sees It, quite a long reading. 215, page 215, constructive workouts. Now, this is good for me. There are those in AA who we call destructive critics. Destructive critics. They power drive, they are politicers, they make accusations to gain their ends. All for the good of AA, of course, but we have learned that these folks need not really be destructive. We ought to listen carefully to what they say. Sometimes they are telling the whole truth, other times a little truth. If we are within their range, the whole truth, the half-truth, or no truth at all can prove equally unpleasant to us. If they have got the whole truth, or even a little truth, then we'd better thank them and get on with our respective inventories. That is, our own inventories, not theirs. Admitting we were wrong. If they are talking nonsense, we can ignore it, or else try to persuade them. Failing this, we can be sorry they are too sick to listen, and we can try to forget the whole business. There are few better means of self-survey and of developing patience than the workouts these usually well-meaning but erratic members so often afford us. And the trouble is, we don't know which side of the fence we are sometimes. Sometimes we can be the destructive critic or constructive critic, and we don't know which side, as if there has to be a side. There is no side. We just take our own inventory, and if we're lucky, we just get by. So, the Serenity Prayer to God and good conscience. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to learn the difference is always just for today.